Hey, good morning. It's Mark here with another morning rant. Time on deck is 4:13. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah. Let's get into some news. So let's talk about Supreme Court picks. You got Fox Entertainment. You got Rafael Cruz, and a lot of other people going off about Joe Biden announcing or sticking to his campaign promise that he was going to nominate a black woman. And this black woman can be conservative, she can be a liberal, she can be a moderate. It doesn't matter. The fact that the president said that he was going to select a black woman shouldn't be an issue. It should not be an issue. But it is. So let's go to some footage, shall we? Let's go to some footage. I like watching Married with Children, so don't judge me.
The fact that he's willing to make a promise at the outset that it must be a black woman, I got to say that's offensive. It's actually an insult to black women.
Senator Roger Wicker of Mississippi comparing the president's pledge to affirmative action.
The irony is that the Supreme Court is at the very same time hearing cases about this sort of affirmative racial discrimination.
Yes.
And while adding someone who is the beneficiary of this sort of quote.
But neither of those
So here we got, I'm going to get to that in a minute. Here we got two people, one saying it's an insult to black women that he's going to nominate a black woman. I don't know how that can be an insult. And the second one saying it's a case of affirmative action. It seems like every time someone, I mean, if you go back to Thurgood Marshall, I would say go back to Justice Clarence Thomas. Go back to Justice Susan Day O'Connor. Every time someone comes in and tries to change the status quo, and so far in this country, the status quo is white and male. Every time someone comes out and tries to change the status quo, there's got to be a problem somewhere. There's got to be an insult somewhere. And I don't understand why you can't, as president of the United States, select a freaking alien on the bench if you wanted to. It doesn't matter. But what does matter is this country having a Supreme Court, having a Congress, having a government that looked like America. Now, there should be no, I'm not saying there should be a quota. You should select an Asian person to the bench. You should select a Latino person to the bench. You should select a LGBTQ plus all these other different alphabets to the bench. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the Supreme Court should be reflective. And for the last 200 plus years, the Supreme Court has been male and white. It wasn't until the late 60s, early 70s, somewhere in there, that we got a black person on the Supreme Court. And it wasn't another 20 to 30 years until we got the first woman on the Supreme Court. And here we are, like 40 years later, trying to put a black woman on the Supreme Court. And there's a problem. There's a problem. But those two squat jobs did not have a word to say when this happened.
objected when former President Donald Trump announced he would pick a woman to succeed Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
It will be a woman, a very talented, very brilliant woman.
So where's the insult? Where's the insult to white women? Where's the insult to white women? And he never said whether that person was going to be black or white. But the fact that it was a white woman, where's the insult? Where's the vitriol? Where's the affirmative action? Nobody better than I. Nobody better than freaking I. And I will submit to you a little bit further. Now, mind you, This story has come from ABC News and CNN because they reported this, and I couldn't find the clip from CNN, so I had to piece it together. Let's go with this one. Oh, who's that? Who's that?
One of the first Supreme Court vacancies in my administration will be filled by the most qualified woman I can possibly find. It's time for a woman to sit among our highest jurists.
Of the 100...
And here we go. Here's the numbers.
115 Supreme Court justices in American history. 108 have been white men. Only 5 have been female. A black woman has never even been nominated.
Black woman has never even been nominated. These are the 5 women that had served on the bench. And not even Barack Obama, you would think, of all people, Barack Obama would say, you know what, I'm going to choose the first black woman to be a Supreme Court justice. Sandra Day O'Connor, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Sonia Sotomayor, Elena Kagan, and this squat job here, don't even remember her name. These people were trailblazers. Trailblazers. And hold on. And their God as far as republicanism, Ronald Reagan. He said that he's going to try to find the most qualified woman that he can find. And he chose Susan Day O'Connor. Is her name Susan Day O'Connor? I think it is. Let me make sure I'm saying that right while I'm going off. Yep, Susan Day O'Connor. I want to make sure I got it right. So here you got Donald Trump saying he was going to select a woman. You got Ronald Reagan, the person that they worship, saying that they were going to select a woman. But the minute Joe Biden say he's going to nominate a black woman, there's a problem. Oh, wait a minute. Because Trump said woman, Reagan said woman, but Biden said black woman, that's a problem. This country has always had a problem with breaking that barrier, breaking that glass ceiling of anybody other than white and male trying to do something. We have yet to, in 200 plus years, it took that long to get a black person to the White House. We have yet to still get a woman to the White House. We got close in 2016. A lot of people, and no matter what your politics are, there are some people that just won't vote for a woman. There are some people that just won't vote for a black male. Not saying that they're racist or sexist. That's just they won't do it. And you can call them, you can label them what you want to label them. I'm not voting for a black male, period. I'm not voting for a woman, period. And I don't understand how Fox Entertainment and Rafael Cruz can go out here and say this stuff and not look at it as racist or sexist. And the first thing they go to is affirmative action. It's got to be affirmative action. How about this? How about saying, I'm going to select the most qualified black woman to the Supreme Court and leaving it at that? Because contrary to popular opinion, black women make up a good majority of this. Oh, no, they don't. Because somebody said that black women make up like 6% of the country. So because they make up like 6% of the country, they don't deserve to be on the Supreme Court. This is what black women have to deal with. This is what black men have to deal with. This is what Latino people have to deal with. This is what Asian people have to deal with on a regular basis. On a regular basis. You have to be twice as good just to be considered average. Name one black family that has not told their children that. that has not told their children that. You got to work twice as hard just to be considered average in this country. Average. Chris Rock said it. He made a joke, one of his stand-ups. He said that in his neighborhood, there is Eddie Murphy. There's him. I want to say there's Mary J. Blige. I want to say there's Tiger Woods in that neighborhood, or has a home in the neighborhood. There's all these high-profile black people in this neighborhood. Now let's run down these people. Eddie Murphy changed the game as far as comedy, right? Changed the game as far as comedy. You got Chris Rock, pretty good. That's what he labeled himself, pretty good. But he's a Hall of Famer in the terms of stand-up comedy. You got Mary J. Blige, the queen of hip hop soul. All right. You got Tiger Woods, changed the game as far as golf is concerned. Got black kids in the projects walking around in golf shoes and swinging 9-irons. You got so you got all these black people that are changing the game as far as whatever they're doing. I think Serena Williams is in the neighborhood, changing the game as far as tennis. So you got all these people out here, game changers. Chris Rock said, guess who his neighbor is? Next door neighbor. His next door neighbor is a dentist. A white man dentist. So when you look at all these black people that are changing the game as far as whatever their profession is, and you got just this normal white guy that's a dentist living next door to him, you have to be twice as good just to be considered average in this country. And here you got a man saying, hey, I want to select a black woman to the bench. That's not good enough for the Republicans. That's not good enough for this country. It's affirmative action for this country. To say, I'm going to select a black woman to the bench. I'm going to select a black male to the bench. I'm going to select Asian woman or Asian male or Latino man or Latino woman or whatever. It's too much if that person is not male and white. Yeah, I submit to you, and I will say it again, name one black family that has not told their child that you have to be twice as good just to be considered average. Every last one of them are giving that speech, including yours truly. You can't be average. Because average in this country is not going to get you far. In Fox Entertainment and Rafael Cruz and the Republican and the GQP party, they're proving it every day. Every day. It's not the fact that this person is going to be black or a woman. It's the fact that this person is going to be liberal. So they got to find some other way to scandal and smear this person. And what better way to do it than to call this person out for being black? And I can't wait for the Supreme Court nominee process. I can't wait for the interviews to happen, because there's going to be overtones or undertones about the blackness of this person. I'm going to leave it at that, people. I'm going to leave it at that. I love this country. But sometimes I got to question it, man. Sometimes I got to be like, what the hell are we doing? And I'm glad that I'm in a country where I can question what we're doing. Even if I got 2 followers, I'm glad I get to sit out and voice my opinion in this country. But this country has a problem. It has a real problem. And when you talk about critical race theory, and you say critical race theory, which is not being taught at the elementary level, which is dumb, and it's not being taught in the middle school level, and it's not being taught at the high school level. It's not even being taught at the college level. It's being taught at the college undergraduate law level. So that means you have to be not undergraduate, the graduate level. That means you have to already have graduated college. You have to have told yourself, I'm going to go back to college and get my graduate degree. And you have to have told yourself, I'm going to go back and get my graduate degree in law just to get critical race theory as a subject. But you got idiots out here who still don't believe, who can't understand that critical race theory is not what they define it to be. Critical race theory talks about how this system is designed for racism. And go back to this book right here with the gold bird on it. It's embedded in our law for, first of all, saying that a black person was 3/5 of a person. That alone tells you that critical race theory is right when it says that this system was designed to be racist. And oh, well, they fixed it. They fixed it with the 13th Amendment. No, they didn't, because the 13th Amendment will still send you back to slavery. The 13th Amendment say that a person cannot be given involuntary servitude unless they have been duly convicted of a crime. And who is in prison? For how many people are getting 30, 40 years and it's coming out later that they're not, they haven't committed a crime. They're innocent. They were this one police officer has like hundreds of cases where he messed up and doctored evidence. Look at the movie Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. It was a comedy, but it was like true, because out of everything that happened in that movie, the sheriff that arrested them for that crime that he committed said at least we got 40 years of free labor out of them. Ruined their lives because he didn't want to be convicted of a crime. Some people are just stupid. But I'm going to leave it at that, man. I've talked too long. Let me get up out of here. If you stayed this long, I appreciate it. Go ahead and comment on the videos. I love the comments. I love going back and forth with people. And I will see you guys on the next one. I'm out. Y'all take care, all right? All right. I'm out.